The perfect video section for either YouTube or video files now exists, and you can have it for free. Just follow along in this guide while I show you how to copy and paste this code into your Shopify theme in just a few minutes. This section is inspired by Hailey Bieber's store Rhode, which is stocked full of great and useful designs. You don't need any coding experience to add this, but if you're interested, I'll point out a few things along the way. My name is Nick, and I deliver content just like this every week, so make sure to subscribe, like this video if it's useful, and drop me a comment saying hi. I appreciate you. Now let's get started. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is go into our duplicated theme that we want to make these changes to. And we're going to come right here and click this three-dot menu and then click Edit Code. Now, you can go ahead and do that. I actually am running this locally, but don't worry, it should be exactly the same thing. So here's my code. If you follow the steps I just outlined, then you should have the exact same folder structure. So then you can come to the Sections directory right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. We're going to name this vlog section liquid. You can name it whatever you'd like, but I think that's kind of descriptive. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with the code. Now, I'd recommend grabbing the entire file and just pasting it in so you don't mess anything up, but I'm going to paste it one piece at a time and talk about it just slightly. Now, the first thing I'm going to add up at the top is going to be the HTML. Okay, so now that our HTML is in place, you can see I have a little bit of a comment here, just kind of explaining what this is. We have these link tags right here. This is just to get in the font that we're using. If you want to use your own font, that's totally fine. And really, this should probably go into the theme.liquid head section, but for the sake of simplicity, I've left it here. It will still work just fine. If we look at the actual code, you'll see that there is some liquid logic going on. If you don't know what liquid is, don't worry about it, but essentially it's this block code right here so that each video gets to be its own individual block, and then each block will have its own customizable settings. And then you have, you can see that we're checking here if it's a YouTube video, and then if it's not, then we also have it work for a local video file as well. And so it's going to make sure that we, display the poster image so we can have whatever thumbnail we want, and then of course the video file itself. So now with all this HTML and liquid code looking good, we can go ahead and add the CSS underneath. And normally I add the CSS at the top, but I guess today I was just feeling different. So you'll see that I have not too much CSS here actually, but if you're going to want to tweak any of the colors and things like that, just look through this. It's not too complicated. In fact, if you use an AI to help you, it can probably make any changes that you would like to see. So we have some media queries to make sure it looks good on mobile. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but if you, like I said, if there's any tweaks that you want, this is probably where you're going to want to edit them. And then right below our styles, we're going to go ahead and add our JavaScript. Now, as similar to these styles, there's not that much to talk about. What we're doing is we are waiting for the page to load, and then we're going to do a few things. We're going to grab all those video elements, and we're just going to make sure that we listen for like the play button click and the pause and that sort of stuff. So this is all just video logic to make sure that it looks and behaves correctly for both the local file videos as well as the YouTube embeds. And then lastly, we can go ahead and add our customizable schema here. So at the very bottom, I'm going to paste that in, and we can talk about it just a little bit. So you'll see that most of the logic here is in the blocks. Now, blocks are cool because they let us add or remove as many as we want, as long as we don't put a limit in there. And it's really, each block is going to represent like the video's little grid item. So you can see that we have some settings here. We get to decide if it's going to be a YouTube file or YouTube video or a regular file. And then of course the video itself, YouTube ID, thumbnail, title, and description. And then presets, the name is going to be vlog grid. So that's what we're going to be looking for. And by default, it's going to start out with 4, just so that it looks a little better. So I'm going to save this file. And now if I go to my theme customizer, theme editor, I should be able to add a section. Search for vlog grid. You'll see that it looks like it's working. Okay, cool. So if I come back, you'll see I've entered into this section. There's no settings on the section itself, but if I click here, I have these different video blocks. Okay, so let's go ahead and get things started. I'm going to start with a YouTube video, and I'm just going to use whatever I happen to have on file. So if I go to YouTube, I can grab an ID. So here I've opened up one of my previous videos, and now if I click and just copy this ID, I should be able to paste that in. I've selected YouTube video. I will paste that in. You can see it's working. I will click a thumbnail, and I will just use, I guess, this one. Awesome. And then if I wanted to, I could change the text right here, but I'm okay for now. For this one, let's do a local video. So I'll do a file, and it doesn't really matter what the video is, right? Because this is just for demo purposes. I can remove that, and then I will select a thumbnail image. Cool. So everything looks good so far. I'm going to add a couple more. Okay, so I've got 4 that look pretty good. I'm gonna use a new feature where I can actually copy and paste. So if I come down here, I can right click and then click paste between. So this is kind of a nice way, in this case, where I don't wanna fill them all out again, I can paste them. So now I have 6. All right, so this looks good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and click save. And if I refresh and scroll, we should see our new section, and here it is. So this looks pretty darn good. I'm happy with the font. I think the size is everything okay, but let's make sure that the video actually works. One of the best ways to get ideas. Excellent, so the video is working there. That's the YouTube video, and if I click for a local video, you'll see it works as well. So all of these videos are working as expected. So now let's check it out on mobile. If I come into my inspector, I can go ahead and I'm going to refresh. And if I scroll down, you'll see that we have our new section right here. So here's all the videos. It's stacked up, looks very nice. And if I click on any of them, one of the best ways to, and if I click on any of these, yep, everything looks great. One of the best ways to get ideas. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. I think it looks good on mobile as well as on desktop. I hope this has been helpful. If it was helpful, please make sure to like the video and subscribe. And I would love to hear from you in the comments, especially if you have any ideas of what I should build next. Until next time, so long.